guys. Today we are looking at how this French soccer team turns from white to black. I mean, this is not, they didn't start from black and white and just turn black. They started from white and go down to the to black. You know what I mean? And when you look at the French national soccer team of 1980, that was 25 years ago, and you see, as in the screen, the makeup of this team. You see, like, it's kind of you can say 97% white youth playing in that team. And you look at the national team, the last, let's say, last 10 years, or because I started that, let's give it last 10 years, or even last year, even 2025. And you see that it's just 40 something years, you know what I mean? A matter of 40 something years, how this team transformed to be like, when you look at Africa, when you look at French team today, it's like you're looking at African country team, soccer team. And people might look at it because some of our African people, when they support France team just because they see that Africans are playing in that team. But some people, you might think like this is stealing of talents, because those Africans, they should be playing representing Africa instead of raising French flag, because by the end of the day, when they win, it's still the French flag they're gonna raise. It's still the French people that won, not an African country. And up to today, African country have not won World Cup. And France have won it 2 times with the help of Africans. And this is truth, you know what I mean? And some people might look at it and look, these people still are, are still in African talents in football, And without this African football, they wouldn't have won. You can make a case for that. They wouldn't have won World Cup, you know what I mean? But the thing is, like, when you look at it, and people think, why is it that the French people, they allow their team to be dominated by African players? And they ask yourself, if not because, I guarantee you, if not because they get results, they know that whoever representing them, so long as they know they're gonna win, they don't have a problem with that. But if they know, if these people have been representing them and they haven't won anything for that 40 years I mentioned, or 20 years, as I mentioned, and they haven't won anything, by now, believe you me, they will be revolting that they have too much Africans in their team. But now nobody's talking about, oh, we have too much Africans playing for our national team. You don't see them mentioning stuff like that because by the end of the day, they get a result. And they're not going to stop, because they're winning, and the French flag are being raised whenever they win, not an African country. But on the other hand, Africans, we still haven't won a World Cup. And in foreseeable future, I don't see Africa winning this World Cup, to be honest, because when our talents are being harvested, have been taken to represent other countries, how are we going to win World Cup? You know what I mean? When this, and on the other hand, when you look at what's happening in French soccer team, when you see now it's like 80 something percent Africans playing for that team, and you ask yourself, like, if a country in Africa have like say 90% Africans, and maybe they have 10%, white people there, and these white people have 80% of their soccer team, representing the soccer team. I'm telling you, even if these African countries are winning, even if they won World Cup, the people in Africa, in that country, must find problem with that. I say, why? They won't look at it as just winning. They will look at it like, we don't see ourselves represented in this soccer team, and we need to see ourselves represented. Because if not, What's the point of playing? But the French people, they don't say that. They take a different direction. They know that once they win, the winning is for the for the France, not for African countries. So they don't care that this stuff Africans are overrepresented in their team. But on the other hand, when you look at if this stuff, the same thing happen in Africa, so Africans will have that problem. I think we should, learn from this. You know what I mean? We should learn from this. Like we can use stuff so long as we have something that is gonna benefit us. It doesn't matter. That's what Africa should learn. Like instead of just using symbolism for anything, everything we want to see symbolism, and that's why we see that even the dominant society, they know that we love symbolism. Like somebody will say, "Oh, in Africa, it's common. Like the president come from my tribe, even if your tribe is the poorest tribe in Africa, they still just gonna be happy with the president coming from their tribe, which is useless. It doesn't make sense. But in the Western world, they don't care about where you come from. What they need is a result. Are you able to give them result? And once you're able to give them the result, they don't care. But in Africa, it's about symbolism, symbol. And this, the dominant side knows this. That's why in advertisements in the Western world, you see that black people are overrepresented in advertisement only. Like the way you see, that's the outward what you see. But when you go inside management or hierarchy, where you have like positions, you don't see the black people being represented as well as they overrepresent them in the advertisement in the media. You know what I mean? And we should learn from this. You know what I mean? So thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our video. Peace.